So I expected this morning to wake up, go on ESPN, read the headline, Adam Gase fired by the New York Jets. So some condolences is in order for the New York Jets because they have to continue with a terrible head coach. What's crack-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead and become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the video. It really helps the video out a ton. So go ahead and do that. We got a new mock draft coming out Tuesday since we won't have a game between Steelers and the Titans. We'll get to that in a moment. And this is not PTI. This is not part of the interruption because you are clicking on this video to view football content. I'm not interrupting you. You are seeking me out. What can I say? Did I say like the video? You should like the video. So without further ado, my dog hit me kind of hard in the nose. My nose is a little red, looking like Rudolph, but I don't think I'm concussed. So let's go ahead and let's do the dang thing. And we're going to start with the Steelers and the Titans. They're getting postponed. It's going to get moved to week 7. The Steelers are going to lose their bye in week 8. And they're going to be they're moving the Baltimore Ravens game to week 8. So kind of rough if you are the Steelers losing your bye. I guess, okay, well, this is treated as a bye. But I mean, still, it sucks. Regardless, the Titans will go on to face Cincinnati in week 8. So fantasy football players, go ahead, adjust accordingly. Hopefully your league has IR spots. You will have no James Conner. You will have no Ryan Tannehill. You'll have no AJ Brown, which you probably want. You'll have no Deontay Johnson, who was concussed, but he was looking like he'd be playing in the game. But let's talk about Thursday night's game being the Broncos versus the Jets. And boy, oh boy, it was just a masterclass in just top quarterback play. Kind of, sort of. You had Sam Darnold being the leading rusher for the Jets, doing everything he could, even returning from a shoulder injury to try to lead the Jets to some semblance of a victory, and it just didn't happen last night. I mean, the game did come down to the wire for the most part until last 3 minutes. But yeah, Brett Rypien? Never get his last name right, but he threw 3 picks, including a pick 6. He didn't look all that great. Jerry Jeudy left the game. Broncos, congrats. I think NFL reported that Drew Lock is a 50-50 if he's going to be able to play versus the Patriots next week, which is great because the quarterback play in Denver right now is not great, but they got the win despite that. And I mean, I was so sure that Sam Darnold some way somehow was going to save Adam Gase's job. Apparently it wasn't even on the line. I mean, when you got Sam Darnold throwing to such weapons as, I mean, Jeff Smith and Kalen Ballage, I mean, how can Sam Darnold not win? How can he not lead this Jets team to victory? This is their second 0-4 start in 2 seasons. How is Adam Gase employed? Matter of fact, let's just get into that. I mean, Adam Gase not fired. He's still with the Jets. That has to be the biggest headline. I mean, I don't get it. He's supposed to be offensive mastermind, and you can't get the running game started unless it's your quarterback breaking open like a 40-plus yard run. I mean, Sam Darnold's doing everything in his power to win the game. He committed no turnover. Speaking of just, I mean, it felt like Greg Williams, I felt like the defense was throwing the game, minus that pick 6. They had 11 penalties for what, like 100 and, where I got it somewhere, 100 and felt like it was over 100 yards. I'll tell you that. It just wasn't pretty. This offense, granted, they forced 3 picks, but 118 yards, here it was. But they forced 3 picks, but I mean, you got beat by Brett Rypien. I don't know, man. I don't know, but here is Adam Gase, man. It makes no sense in the world how this cat still has a job. I mean, as a Dolphins fan, I feel you, Jets fans. I've been through the the darkness in my life that was Adam Gase. And as a Dolphins fan, my life is pretty dark, you know. Not like we've pulled winning seasons every now and then since Marino left. I mean, we had the Chad Pennington Wildcat year. We had a Jay Fieldler 10-win year once. We had Ryan Tannehill lead this team to the playoffs for Matt Moore to be the starter in the first game. So we've been there a few times, but for the most part, it's dark. But the darkest days were those Adam Gase days. So my condolences, Jets. It looks like you're going to get a new coach and probably a new quarterback. Poor Sam Darnold. But I'm done being depressed. Let's move on. Let's talk about Paulson Dabo, man. He is going to opt out. He's not going to play the Pac-12 season, the 7-game season coming up. And he's just going to look ahead to the draft. And if you're not familiar with me or the channel, I do prospect rankings. I currently have a 4th round grade on Paulson Dabo. I have him as he's a zone corner strictly, just because the guy gets beat by speed. I mean, he's been very productive over the last couple of seasons, and you love the length, you love the for the most part the ball skills when he's not getting beat by extremely fast receivers. But he's a terrible tackler. Missed 25 tackles in the over the course of his career. That is not becoming of a zone corner. If anything, you should be a pretty darn good tackler. But yeah, he's coming out. I mean, there's a lot of scouting websites that are high on Paulson Dabo. I don't happen to be one of those guys, but I mean, I think he's a fringe day 2 pick. But yeah, I don't really know. Like, I don't hate him opting out. I don't think this year really could have done anything to really change my mind outside of, hey man, he's a better tackler. I think that's kind of whatever. So we'll see him in the offseason process. But let's talk a little college football. Let's talk about this Georgia Auburn game, because this is my game of the week, honestly. I can't wait for the matchup of Seth Williams versus Tyson Campbell. Tyson Campbell, after week 1, I think he's definitely rising up. I got a 2nd round grade on him. I think in a corner class that's kind of outside of like Surtain and Caleb Farley. You don't really got top talent at the position, or at least like high 1st round grade talent. I mean, I really like what I've seen from Asante Samuel Jr., but he's got the size concerns. Sean Wade, we'll see if he could play on the outside this year when Big Ten starts play. But I mean, if I was gonna really put another corner in this conversation, maybe as a fringe 1st rounder, it'd be Tyson Campbell, and he's got a really tough matchup. Seth Williams played very well in the first week. He was on my overrated because I mean he has a tough time separating, and he's not that good at the contested catch, at least statistically. You could also contribute that he was only 6 of 18 in 2019, but you could contribute that to Bo Nix not being an accurate quarterback. So I'm very excited to see this matchup, because I mean, Williams, he shed some weight, so maybe he will be a better separator. He's going to be facing press coverage against Campbell. I mean, really, and Georgia, they're going through their own quarterbacks. I don't want to say concern, but their own quarterback carousel, because they benched their starter from last week. Who was their starter? It was DeJuan Mathis, that's right. And then Stetson Bennett came in the second half and just pulled away from Arkansas after they were trailing 7-5. Ended up going on a 32. Was it a 30? No, it was a 32-3 run. But JT Daniels, he's cleared for this game, so we might see a little bit of that. So that'll be another interesting plot point. Other games on the radar, I guess, if you want to call it the radar for me, would be Oklahoma, Iowa State. Brock Purdy, man, I'm really hoping he does much better. But I mean, outside of that, I think it's a pretty low like low key. It's not a. There's no real hot games. You could say Texas A&M and Alabama. I think that's just a slaughter. Pittsburgh, Tennessee has a lot. Like their defense. Those are two defenses I'm very intrigued in. So we'll see that. Maybe even Florida and South Carolina, because South Carolina's got they have very coveted corners. So we'll see if Kyle Trask is the real deal there. But let's move on. Take a look at Sunday, because there are injuries and injuries galore. We could start with Washington, the Washington football team. Chase Young, he's going to be out for that game. And then the Chargers, they're going to be missing Tyrod and Mike Williams, even Brian Bulaga. Ooh, and then Turner as well. So that offensive line might be in trouble, because this Tampa Bucks defense, they do not play around. They'll be without Fournette and Godwin, but I don't think it'll matter. Seahawks are down Jamal Adams and Quinton Dunbar. That's big hits to the secondary. The Dolphins, again, without Byron Jones. But, I mean, they were able to do well enough against that high-octane Jacksonville offense last Thursday. Mike Thomas will still be out. Jared Cook is out as well. And then Janoris Jenkins and even Marcus, like a plethora of injuries for the Saints. This Lions game might be trouble for the Saints, and that'll be a 1-3 start for the Saints. Ooh, you can't like that. The Browns, they'll be missing Greedy Williams this week. Jacksonville, they're still going to be without Brandon Linder, unfortunately. I think that's going to be pretty big. Geno Atkins will be out, as well as Mike Daniels and Logan Wilson. So the run game might be the way to go for Jacksonville. Might be the way to go. And what else we got here? Budda Baker is out. Jabril Peppers, kind of big in the secondary for the Giants there. Cam Akers will still be out. Just very, very interesting. Damon Arnett is out for the Raiders. Yeah, man, just a plethora of injuries. I mean, the Eagles, they're going to be without Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey again. So, hey, yo, Greg Ward owners, yo, you plug and play that boy right now. As far as the 49ers, man, you know that whole team is hurt. It looks like Kittle will be back this game, but they're on defense. They're without Ford. They're without Greenlaw. You know they're already going to be without Bosa the remainder of the year. Emmanuel Mosley is out. And then on offense, Jimmy G, Mostert, and Reed. But they're going to get Debo Samuel back this week. So that game ought to be pretty darn interesting. We'll see. But anyway, that's all I got for you. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. And leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. So until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.